Hi everybody, it's 314 React here. Today we're going to be looking at how to get ReShade on Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC version. So the first thing you need to do is go into the description and go to the ReShade link, which will bring you to the installation for ReShade itself. Just double click the setup file here. Once that's loaded, just need to click on select game and manage this installation. Click on browse, browse to where Horizon Zero Dawn is installed. That'll be wherever you install Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Horizon Zero Dawn. Select the exe, hit open, click on DirectX 10, 11, 12 because it's a DirectX 12 game. Hit install. I just check all of these first ones here and then hit OK, and then everything else I just hit OK on the defaults. Takes a little while to install, just keep clicking through. And then when that's installed, you can close that, and then you need to go to the other link, which will lead to Marty McFly's Patreon, which you need to sign up to in order to get the ray tracing global illumination shader. Once you're on there, you can go to the Discord, go to the channel, and download the latest beta, which at the moment is 0.13. Open up that, and that will have shaders and textures folders in it. You just need to go to the newly made ReShade shaders folder within Horizon Zero Dawn, drag those two folders across, and also in the Discord there is a QUINT dither.fx. Just go into QUINT under shaders, and then you can drag that across, and there, that should now be installed. So let's fire up the game and have a look at some of the settings. Alrighty, so here are my settings. 4K, 100 field of view, FPS limit is unlimited, render scale is in 100, 98Hz, full screen, HDR's off because when I was recording with HDR before, it actually came out really desaturated and horrible. Graphics I have set to ultimate quality. When I've loaded up the game with the ray tracing on, I've noticed there's a lot of flickering. It doesn't look so good, unfortunately. A lot of the foliage seems to have a lot of flickering to it. I'm not sure why. I think that might be an issue with the latest version of the shader, or it could just be the shader having a problem with this game. What we are going to do is just run the benchmark. Before that though, in order to get the menu up, once you've installed ReShade in game, you hit home, out the menu comes, go to search, RTGI, and there it is, global illumination. I've adjusted a couple of the settings. I've turned on one of the extra lighting settings here, just below precise lighting spreading. And I've toned the ambient occlusion down to 0.75 and the bounce lighting intensity down to 1.5 and the fade out start end to max. I was changing those settings to try and get rid of a lot of the flickering with the foliage, but I couldn't get it to go away completely. And before we dive right in, here are the specs of my PC. As you can see, I'm running Windows 10, Core i7 6700K, RTX 2080, latest GPU drivers, as far as I know, 32 gigs of RAM, and for some reason it's reporting 6 gigs of VRAM, although I'm fairly certain my 2080 has 8 gigs. Not sure why that's reporting that. So we're going to dive right into the benchmark, first without the ReShade settings on. We're going to get the frame rate, see how it looks, and then I'm going to run it again with the ray tracing on, and then see what the frame rate's like, and you can see how it looks as well. So let's run that benchmark now. So this is the benchmark without ray tracing on. Okay, so there we go. The benchmark without the ray tracing on is around 44 frames a second. Pretty damn nice. So let's run that again with the ray tracing on. So this is the benchmark with ray tracing on. So there we go, with the ray tracing on, it takes about 10 frames off, 34 frames per second average. And you can see some of the flickering there with the foliage and stuff. So what we're going to do now is dive into the game and use the photo mode to really look at what I mean by the flickering in the grass and that, to really show off just how bad the issue is. Okie dokie, so here we are in photo mode. I really like there's a photo mode in the game. That's really cool to have. So here's with the ray tracing on. You can clearly see there's a lot of flickering around here and up there. And if we go to the lighting channel, it becomes even more obvious. You can see it all through there. I've tried my best to adjust it, like I say, with the ambient occlusion and bounce lighting intensity, but nothing I do can sort of save it, which is a shame. That's with the effect on. And then if we go to the effect off, there we go, cleared up. So at the moment, it looks better without the ReShade ray tracing on. I'm not sure why this has happened. I think it could be due to the new version of the ray tracing shader. There used to be a setting here where you could render it in half resolution. That's now gone. And I think I've seen there was a update lately where there was some sort of optimization made where some of the lighting is calculated, I think, in a lower resolution to try and get the frame rate a bit better. But I think that may have had a deleterious effect on the game here. So yeah, this is with the effect off, and then this with the effect on. You can see it's adding some shading around the trees and definitely around the foliage, but yeah, it's just completely ruined by that flickering. But you can see the extra bounce lighting there as well. I found that I had to turn the settings down because on default, if we go to the default settings here, both of these are at 4 on default, and they are a little bit too strong. So this is with the bounce lighting at 4 and the ambient occlusion at 4. The flickering's even worse, and it seems to accentuate polygon faces. So you can see these bits at the side here. It kind of ruins the look of the geometry there. So it's not ideal at the moment, even with these lowered settings. Yeah, it's promising though. If the developer fixes the issue, then I think we can make this game look a lot better with ReShade. But it already looks pretty good on its own. I mean, look at that. That's pretty amazing here. And again, the photo mode just really brings it to life. I do hope that the final game eventually gets RTX ray tracing in it, which is the hardware accelerated version. ReShade doesn't require an RTX card, but DXR in DirectX 12 ray tracing does require hardware acceleration with an RTX card. And that should look a lot better if they implement it. So yeah, that was how to get ray tracing in Horizon Zero Dawn. Please do like and subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when the next video is coming up. I will do a video if there's an improved version of this which fixes the flickering. But for now, I hope everyone's staying safe, and I'll see you in the next video.